The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. And today we're going to talk about all the energy rolling in astrology. We're going to look at the events, the astrological events. We're also going to work with angels and ask for those insights and guidance on how we can best navigate the energies coming in June of 2021. June is lining up to be a very busy month. Lots of movement, lots of action, lots of change, upheaval maybe. But it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Sometimes it can feel that way, and it can be stressful and overwhelming when things are moving so fast. So today we're going to take time to look at the energies that line up. So I do a lot of homework and research on the astrology movements. I also work with the angelic realm. I just always have been connected ever since I was a child. We look at metaphysical topics in this show, and that's what I love to do, especially energy healing, especially developing your own confidence in your own intuitive abilities. Intuition is something that everybody has. That's a gut instinct. Sometimes we listen to it, sometimes we don't. You don't have to be a psychic or do any of this kind of work to have your intuition strong, and trust your vibe so you know what the best decisions are for yourself. So that's what we're all about here if you're new to the show, and I do want to welcome everyone. We are live streaming on my YouTube channel right now. We work live every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, if you ever want to join us. And that's where we take questions and things like that. Everything's always available on the archive, and a lot of people listen that way because so many people are across the entire globe in different time zones. So what do we have here? First of all, I want to share, I always work with an affirmation every week because I very much love the energy of law of attraction. Energy healing is about shifting energy. There is one of my mentors that I love was Albert Einstein, and he was a physicist, scientist. And I'm not quoting this exact, but I have this saved. I actually clipped it out. I have it on a board. But one of his things that he said was, everything is made of energy. You just have to align with the frequency of what it is you want, and it becomes your reality. That's law of attraction right there. So even he was saying that way back. So I just love that one. And today we want to work with the affirmation of focusing your energy. When you focus your energy, your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, when you focus all of that on what you want, then the energy frequency will align, and it's going to repay you back in kind, in the same thing. So what we send out is what we receive in law of attraction. And some people, they kind of attack law of attraction. They don't like it because they're like, hey, you're blaming me when things don't go right. No, that's not what it is at all. Not from my perspective, not what I teach, not what I'm about. Because we're human. Nobody's trying to be perfect. We're just trying to strive to be the best we can be. And a lot of times we find ourselves down in a mindset that's not what we want. And the goal is to see it and learn it, recognize it sooner than later, and make the choice to shift it. Make the choice to get, no, there's something I can learn from this. I'm not really digging this right now, but there's something I can do differently with it. So it's things like that law of attraction is very, very powerful for. So we put those affirmations out every week. I also have a course on my website about living the abundant lifestyle. It's a mindset, it's a thought, it's an emotion. It's just being in the mindset and lifestyle of abundant living. So you can go over and check that out too. I have links on the website, and it's in the Learning Center. It's right in the YouTube description here for the show. So let's talk about some of this for June, and then we will look and see if we have any questions that pop up. We're in the month of June. A lot of people are finally venturing out. People are going and exploring. They're getting out of this lockdown we've been in for so long, and they're just starting to live again. And it's warming up in most places in the Northern Hemisphere, so people are getting out for warmer summertime things. One of the most comforting things in life to me is when the angels let you know that they're there. They're by your side no matter what. When it's up, it's down, it's sideways, it's backwards. They let you know. And because June is an active month, for those that get caught in the spin of going faster, 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 and feeling like you have to race, and then you have to keep going and going, it can be overwhelming and exhausting. Remember that they're there to help you slow down. The energy of June is very interesting because there'll be this push-pull kind of vibe, and I'm going to explain that. There'll be, I feel like I got to go faster, and at the same time, it's slowing you down because we have some retrogrades in there. We're right in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, which if you feel like communications are challenging right now, that might be why. So another theme for this entire month is together is better. Working together. When I talk about this push-pull, you might feel you're having conflicts or struggles with relationships or communications, or one side thinks one way and another side thinks another way, belief systems clashing, things like that. That will be heightened a bit, but it's going to help us learn how to find a way to work together. It's a compromise of sometimes we don't understand another perspective, but being willing to respect it and listen to it is big. A lot of together is better is about let's find a way to work together. You know, there's been a lot of you're right, I'm wrong, and all that. Well, you're going to see that a little bit. Those yes, no, conflicting vibes, the push-pull like I'm talking about, the give, the take, things like that. Because even when you're in a personal relationship, a friendship, or even business or whatever it is, if it doesn't feel like it's balanced, it's too much give or too much take, you know, things like that, it doesn't feel right. It'll be off. The energy of the universe, to me, things work in sync when there's a balance of give and receive. Law of attraction teaches you that, so that's another point that I would like to bring up. Law of attraction teaches you how to do that give and receive. It's important because we have a few key astrological events in June. It's eclipse season. Eclipse season always has that reputation of change and upheaval. Like I said, that doesn't mean bad. It just means change and just ripping it up, throwing the apple cart up. So things can be restructured better. Things can be restructured in a different way. We also have a big event called the Saturn squaring off with Uranus. And that's going to intensify that push-pull conflicting vibe thing a little bit, and I'll explain that as well. But here's the thing, we are being given the opportunity to learn how to work together better. So keep that in mind as you go through June. Also, at the end of the month, we have a super full moon in Capricorn, and this brings opportunity to heighten the intuitive skills, to connect, to ground, to balance, to feel restored at the end of the month. So there's a lot of great things here. I want to say a big thank you to all of you that listen to the show, that join me every day or watch the show. I also want to say thank you to the angels that help guide me every single week. When I'm researching, when I'm doing the homework, I'll spend hours sometimes just working on what we're going to do, because my intention is to bring you what you need now in this moment. Sometimes it's about astrology. Last week it was about working with magnetite, which was a really cool one. So if you missed that one, go back and watch that one. That one's really cool for working with your intuition. Magnetite's very magnetic. It's kind of cool. But we want to have an appreciation for the ability and the support that we have. The universe is always bringing us what we need. All these different energies help us to continually grow. On a soul level, when we look at that, we're looking at it from the bigger picture. So if you're joining the chat in YouTube, go ahead and throw some questions out there if you have them. I'm going to take them in a little bit at the second half of the show. I want to put the information out first, and then we'll go to readings and questions and things like that. So welcome as you are joining over there. It's good to see you guys. So first of all, when you feel like you're going too fast this month, and you may already be feeling it, it'll feel like, why is this so important? Why does it feel like I'm being forced to go fast but be still? I know. It's really weird, you know, the push-pull on the door, you know. And like, why is it, what is it doing? Because it wants you to narrow in. It's going to slow you down because you're going to go fast eventually. You're going to move forward. The frequency as it moves higher feels like it spins faster, and sometimes we're trying to go faster to catch up with it when actually that key is to slow down. I think I know I've mentioned this before in the show, maybe a year ago, but when you feel like energy's moving faster, the key is to actually slow down to find your pace and go with that flow. You want to get in sync with the frequency, not try to rush, because you're missing so much of your now. When you do that, it's the focus is trying to go faster, and then we don't do very many things well at all. We're scraping over the top versus diving in deeper, and this is enhancing that. It wants you to slow down, even though you'll feel going faster. It's to narrow that focus so you are going to do an area well. Think about it that way. Now, the eclipse, like I said, it heightens all the feelings of everything. It just heightens it. And we do have, coming up on June 10, a solar eclipse. So when eclipse season comes, that's the one that can make you feel like, okay, let me get my head around all this change, and let me see what we've got to do here next, and what have I reflected on. And the retrogrades will make you do that. They slow you down to review. They're really opportunities to make sure there isn't something you could tweak or change and do better. So keep that in mind. So on June 10th, we do have a new moon solar eclipse. We just had a full moon super eclipse. This is the last one of the eclipse season, okay? This is the one, June 10th, the solar one. And new moons are what? They're new beginnings. So it's a solar eclipse. It'll intensify that new beginning. This one should bring more clarity and understanding to where you've been and where you're going. What am I doing and where am I going next? So keep your head up high and keep your mindset positive to receive and notice the opportunities and the new things that are coming in. Remember, we want to focus on that versus everything that could or might go wrong. If you get caught up in the fear of, okay, that's it, I'm doomed, it always is going to go wrong, it's ruined. If you go that way, that's all you're going to see. So I'm strongly suggesting that you keep that mindset up, keep your focus where you want it to be. Keep your thoughts, emotions, mindset, everything focused on what you want. Let the energy bring that back to you. Another notable one is that Saturn Uranus square. So let's talk about that. That's a key event. That's a strong one, and it, you know, is working all the way through 2021, but it kicks into high gear this month. Yay! Yeah. Now, why is that one so strong? Saturn squaring Uranus is more like, that's the push-pull, like I want this and you want that, so a little bit conflicting with the energies they bring. It brings a clash of ideas, so to speak. You might find that you feel like we got to go this way and your partner or somebody else wants to go a different way. That can feel like a conflict. Take a deep breath, realize you got to slow down, think about it a little bit and see if you can find ways to work together. There it is again, the working together. You might feel yourself in that and needing to maybe compromise something. I don't mean compromise your values or your self-worth or anything like that. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm saying it might be, let's meet in the middle. Let's meet halfway and find a way to make this work for both of us, or for your team and my team, so to speak. That's what this energy is going to heighten and bring to your attention. It can also trigger tension, okay? It can be, you know, you'll see tension. You might see it on the global news. You might see that. You might feel that you need to feel more secure, things like that. But Saturn also is that need for freedom, okay? It is a need for freedom. And where energies of Uranus is more, you know, let's just tear this up and do this thing. You know, you want the freedom, but you want the stern, you know, okay, let's see what's going to unfold. Let's see where this part of the story's going, kind of thing. It'll be interesting to watch how this unfolds, like on a world global scale, or even, you know, your community or however it is. But think about how you can apply things positively in your own life. Like I said, this might feel a little bit overwhelming for some. Don't forget, angels are here. Especially, I look at this being the guardian angel and Archangel Michael, because Michael is the one that can help you with reminding you that you are safe. All you got to do is ask. You got to let the fears go, because the fears may freeze you up and you may not make the wisest choice that would be the best for you when you're in a state of fear. When you make choices out of fear, you see, they may lock you down and you'll miss opportunities. At the same time, we don't want to just walk in front of a truck, right? I get that. I'm not even saying that. But it is, let yourself slow down and think about things. And you are going to be feeling like there's a lot to do this month. But there's also this amazing, let me review this. That's a good opportunity. That's actually a blessing. When we get to the end of the month, though, remember, when we get to the end of the month, which I like, that's where that super full moon in Capricorn brings the opportunity to connect to the intuition. And I love that one. Grounding, just getting in sync with the earth, Mother Earth, the universal energies like that. So you have a lot of hard work, or it'll feel like a lot of hard work, but you have time to go a little bit slower and think about it. You want to be able to trust your intuition and go with the flow of the universe and how things are laying out. And you may, if you just slow it down and go with that, keep that focus on your positive mindset, allow yourself to slow down before moving too fast, you may find that you're in a better situation than you were before you started this whole month. So think about that as you go through the whole month. So let's go through a couple of the events by date, so you can jot them down if you want. So if you were one to like to jot that down and keep an eye on that, June 2nd, we just had that yesterday. That was when Venus entered into Cancer. That's a soft, sensitive, nurturing sign, Venus. And so with Cancer sign, that's even more sensitive. That's an emotional water sign. So empaths may be feeling a little bit more sensitive or empathic right now. You might be feeling that. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid of setting your boundaries. That's completely different from what I was talking about with the push-pull or the compromising. You don't want to compromise what you need for your own self-worth and self-love. That's really important. We can't be our best and give our best unless we are giving it to ourselves first. We need to make sure we're good here. Then that's what we give out to the world. June 5, that's when Mars will go opposite Pluto. That's June 5. That's in a couple of days. That one we experienced back in 2020. That's like a Mars-Pluto type of energy connection. So you may feel more events, or you might see reminiscence of what was going on in August, October, December of last year. So if you want to look back at your own life, what was going on August, September, December, you might be seeing some of that popping up again, or reflecting back to that. If it's significant, if something significant is standing out in that area, go back and read what it was trying to teach you and show you. Go back and review that. I've been doing shows on this too. You can just go back and find those episodes if you want. I've been doing this pretty much every month, giving you guys the heads up on that. Remember, it's not that the same things are going to be happening this time. It's not that they'll repeat. If you had something going on that may cause you stress, or may be good, it's more about progressing and doing things better, putting it together more efficiently, being more knowledgeable, being more skilled as you feel like you're cycling through something similar. Remember that. June 10 is that solar new moon eclipse in Gemini. Now, that one's the final one. We had the blood moon eclipse back on May 26. This one is the new beginnings, the opportunity to make the most of wherever you've landed. Where have you landed? Where do you find yourself? This is the one to make the most of it. It's clearing a path. This is a gift. This is a gift from the universe to give you whatever is needed for your highest growth moving forward. To give you what you need to get you to grow to your highest form. So think about that. If you're holding back, it's going to prompt you. And not negatively. These are things you want to do. So, it's not like, oh no, I'm going to be forced. No. It's going to give you what you need to be your highest growth ever, potential, moving forward. Energy does not naturally want to go backwards. It's moving forward. So there is no really going backwards. It's about forward. It's about trusting where you are right now. If you're not satisfied or don't feel like you've completed that, that's fine too. You're where you need to be right now to keep moving forward. This is about a brighter beginning in the future. This is a positive sign, very, very positive. This is about energies unfolding that give you, when one door closes, another opens, that kind of thing. But keep your mindset on the opportunities, not on everything that could go wrong or not happen, because that's all you'll see. Remember that. I'm going to keep reminding you of that because it's so important. June 11, Mars will enter Leo. Mars moving into a fire sign is interesting. There's a lot, because Leo is a leadership type mindset, courage. This is a space that, when you have Mars, it could be possibly a nice boost of proactivity, but could be impatient if you're not watching that. But you might also feel the opposite. You might feel lethargic. You might start feeling like, wow, I just feel all this energy this month. Remember to balance, ground, whatever it is you do to do that. Keep your energies balanced. June 13, the sun will square Neptune. Neptune's a spirituality, like your spiritual awakening type of energy. This could be a day where you feel a little limited or foggy. It can cause that. That's okay. Just take it. Because it's squaring, that means it's a conflict with it. Because it wants you to move forward, but you're like, wait, I'm not sure. It feels a little foggy. Don't worry, because you're still in Mercury retrograde at that time as well. If you feel not sure about a decision, you wait. You put the pause on. Whenever you feel that, don't make any big decisions. Don't make anything permanent that you can't take back. You just wait and listen to the intuition and wait for the signal when the clarity comes through, because fog will pass through. These are how you read the energies and how you go with that flow of, okay, now, no, wait, now, no, wait. That's what you want to look at. And then we have June 14th, the Saturn squaring with Uranus. There's that one. That's that big major one. So let me tell you a little bit more about that one. This one, like I said, is calling for that freedom. It could stir up authority versus freedom. It could stir up conflict and clashes because they need to be dealt with. They need to align. They need to just get it aired out. It's kind of like, let's just get this sorted out and be done with it. It'll feel like that. There'll be boundaries and blocks that just feel like, that's it, done. We're done. And then it's taking ownership This is important. We got to take ownership for the responsibility of our own actions. So when this is going on, it could feel intense, but it's necessary to clear out all the things that are holding everybody back, everything that's just causing some of the hold up, so you can move forward. There's a lot of, this is a 2021 is an innovative technology year, creative year. So many inventions, so many brand new things are coming onto the scene, and it's moving very, very fast. You can just feel like you can't catch up to it. Remember, it's okay to slow down and learn first. It's okay. You're not going to miss. Just have that intention to catch up and learn about it. Absolutely. So that one will feel strong around the 14th of June. It's kind of an intense one, but it will clear out some of the stuff that's just in the way, basically. It will. It's like house cleaning on an energetic scale for the entire global everything, all of us. Personally, all the big stuff too. On June 20, Jupiter enters retrograde. Jupiter, remember, is the planet of expansion. So what's going on when that moves into retrograde? So when we go to June 20 and Jupiter goes into retrograde, that's now 4 planets in retrograde. You see there's a lot of, whoa, hold back. That's okay. Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto will all be in retrograde then. This is a slowing down, so you can retrace your steps before moving forward. It's important. So don't get frustrated with the slow down part, because like I said, that push-pull may make you feel, oh, there's all these things going on, but I gotta wait. This is a normal ebb and flow of how energy works. You'll see it do this repeatedly as we move through different time frequencies. It will just go, 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 and then slow down. It gives you a chance to catch your breath before you move forward. You can do things better when you go back into the swing of it. Back in the day, the ancients believed retrogrades were a time to dive into the underworld. That's what they thought. And then it was, look at what we missed the first time around. So it's the way they interpreted it. Jupiter retrograde will allow you to look back over the last few months to see what opportunities you may have missed. Because remember, it's an expansion planet, so we were in this go for it. Was there any you missed? Because there's always room for more expansion. So when it goes back direct, you'll know where you're going. So see, you may have had all kinds of opportunities, but you didn't go on all of them. Did you miss any? Which ones were they? Take note of that. So Mercury will finally go direct on June 22. We'll have the summer solstice. The sun enters Cancer on the 21st, and then on the 22nd, Mercury will finally go direct, so it won't be in retrograde anymore. This is a good start, because this is keep practicing the patience. And then greater clarity will start to return from that point forward. It will just start to feel like the momentum is moving. So if you've been dealing with miscommunications or technical glitches and, just trying to figure it out, it should start to come easier after that goes direct. And then we will have a super full moon in Capricorn on June 24. I love that one. June 24, the super moon Capricorn. That's a full moon. This is a mixed bag of energy. It's not as intense as, the eclipses were, but it could feel a little scattery, but will also be a very magical time where your intuition, connecting higher realms, really tapping in, connecting with your soul, your higher self, your spirit guides, your angels, but also trusting who you are and your intuition. Your intuition is extremely important. The universe is supporting us to trust our intuition right now. That's very important. I keep pushing that. They have been for a couple of years with me to tell you. And even when the angels are like, we're not doing, we want to show them and we want them to start taking action. I believe truly that we're going to be glad we did that if we start to practice that and trust that. It's important that we know we can trust our own intuition. That's one of the gifts that we have coming in And some people just don't take it seriously. They have their gut instincts and then they go, I'm just imagining it. I don't think so. I think it's going to become more important as we move forward. That's just what it feels like to me. That's my personal opinion I'm adding in there. On June 25, we have a Neptune retrograde. Okay, that's a spirituality planet. Remember, that one's the one that can feel, you got to watch out for illusion. And because it's a spirituality and your spiritual awakening, you're going into the other dimensions, you're peeling back, you're looking beyond this world, you're connecting spiritually. What you want to watch with a retrograde is watch out for the illusion or something deceiving, because you don't want to, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's just some things out there that you don't want to just So your intuition, again, you want to trust. But when it enters retrograde, you might feel intuition is more active, but illusions will start to show and reveal themselves from the past. Like, for example, your intuition's kicking in. A retrograde reflects you back, and you're going to start to see what may have deceived you in the past. That's how that works. And so that, you go, oh, okay, I didn't see that then, but now I do. Take that with a grain of salt. You've learned something from that, and you move forward. So it might feel like it's slowing down a little bit. So on June 26, Venus will enter Leo, and that's leaving the watery sign of Cancer and the sensitive one, and moves into the fire. So that's a very powerful reminder to embrace who you are by the end of the month. You're going to feel good about who you are. You're going to love who you are. You're going to want to share that. That's what Leo does. That's just Leo, kind of like the stage presence. But that's a good energy to have when there's something that you want to get out there into the world. So I went over a lot. Let me go back over to the chat to see if we have any questions. There's a lot going on this month. It'll feel very busy, but remember, it's taking it one day at a time, and you're going with the flow. You want to get in sync with this energy. Don't go against it. For example, when it's slowing down on those days or feels foggy, slow down with it. Don't try to keep pushing fast and forward on a day that wants you to slow down. That's going with the flow. Wait a couple of days till it feels clear, and then do it. That's how you go with the flow of this energy, and it works out to be, I find, a lot more efficient when you do that. I find days where, oh, this is one of those days I needed to slow down. I had planned to do all this stuff, and then it was like, no. But when I end up looking into it, good thing I slowed down. I don't always remember, but it reminds me. I'll tell you that. It will too. It will remind you too. So don't feel concerned about that. So let me go over to the chat and see what we got. We'll see what we can do with answering questions or do some readings or something like that here. We have Maddie and Robin. Hi guys, Journey to Becoming Me. Hi Dilek. Hello, good to see you too. So Maddie, definitely feeling the push-pull vibe, and I've been trying to figure out if doing less right now is the best way to draw in what I'm trying to create. It's a do less, focus on one thing, maybe triage them, which one needs to be done. You know, like sometimes there's deadlines for things, what needs to be done first before something else. Sometimes I keep feeling like your list triage might, I don't know. I don't even know what it is, but it feels like maybe I keep seeing this notebook. This is what I'm picking up. I'm picking up this notebook, and it needs one or two need to be rearranged in order. I don't know if that makes sense. It could be different projects. I don't know. It's a list of things that you want to do, but it seems like something's out of order. So slowing down absolutely would help you figure out a better order. It doesn't feel like the whole list. It feels like one or two things. And I keep seeing something from like the middle of the list move up a couple of notches to the top. I know, I'm just giving you what I have here without even second guess. That's just what I'm seeing, and it was like right there. Let's see, journey to becoming me. The last couple of days felt like I was going 900 miles an hour. It has been sort of like a tornado. Definitely missing balance. Almost feel like an outsider to my own life. Very bizarre. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah. It's very easy to get caught in the spin of things when the energy frequency feels fast. And it's like a trick to that. It's like, how do you ride this horse really fast and it feel like, okay. Or the tornado, you have to get into the, vibe of it. But then when you get all the way to the center, after you get past that crazy fast part of a tornado, there's a center. Kind of like, well, I'm thinking a hurricane, maybe not a tornado. A hurricane has a center where there's no movement at all. And it's the center. But if you go too far out of the center, you're going to be in the strongest winds, right? I feel like that's what you're experiencing with the frequency of the energy. You're close to the center. It's so. What does that say metaphorically? That says centering yourself, grounding. Grounding will be the first thing you want to do when you feel like you're going faster than you need to be going, or you're just like, oh, I can't keep up with myself here. It's like a stop, take the breaths, and ground and just catch. It's like, just, whoa, okay. Bringing myself back into the presence, slowing it down really, really does help. I find that I've been feeling that for the last week and a half too, like I just could not catch up with anything. I always felt like I was, oh my gosh, let's go, go, go. And there was so many things on the list to do for the day, and I realized, no, there's things to do, but if it doesn't get finished, it'll be on the list tomorrow. And so I started doing the triage list that I was telling Maddie about and going with the flow. It helped a lot. It really did. Don't forget about taking care of you in that. Because if you're running on fumes and you're exhausted, it's not going to be very productive anyway. So be sure to do that, slowing down a little bit. You're close. Think about that hurricane. If you feel like you're in that spin, it's like one more step to just stop and be. And the world's spinning all around you, but it's like just stop and be, because it will pass. I know, it was interesting how that popped in. Maddie's, I'm wondering if the angels have any advice for how much I should be focused on creating for my business before I take the bar exam. That's my biggest push and pull right now. Oh my goodness. The bar exam sounds like, is that what needs to be at the top of the list? Honestly, that's literally what just came in when I'm asking and thinking about that. I'm processing that. Because that's a very important part of what you're doing, obviously, with your career. But it sounds like you're wanting to create your business. Sometimes we are trying to market something we haven't created yet. It feels like that sometimes. I would say what I'm feeling is the bar exam should be important. It sounds like it should be very important. And do what you can with your business, but don't worry about that too much unless it's absolutely a necessity. I just felt like the bar exam needed to have more of a value. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Definitely keep working on your business, but I wouldn't make that so important that you're not studying for that exam and being ready for the exam. That's going to cause you so much stress to go through all of that, and then the exam isn't going to come through the way you want. Or you know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm feeling. It came in immediately. I hope that made sense. I'm asking to see if there was anything else with that. No, that they're relating me back to that list I was talking about, triaging some sort of list. You've got a list that needs restructure on what's more important and needs to be more at the top. They just keep bringing me back to that for you. Robin, I have been feeling the need to meditate twice as much as I did in the past few weeks, which has helped with the push-pull. I feel the pull forward a lot. Yeah, the meditation is probably one of the best things you can do. Honestly, I'm not saying you got to sit 24/7 in a meditative state, but taking that few minutes once, twice, even several times a day is going to really keep everyone grounded. I mean, it is one of the best things you can do. Even if it's a 5, 10 minute, 15 minute, just stop and catch and be. It is one of the best self-care things you can do right now, because we're trying to figure out so many things that are unknown. We don't want to miss an opportunity. We want to keep up. We're excited for something new, and then at the same time it's so unknown and we don't want to make a mistake. Grounding is going to be the best thing in the world for you. It's really going to help with the stress levels too, and help with the mind clarity. You'll be able to see the opportunities coming in so much better. You're feeling more pull forward. It's interesting. For the next month, do the angels have any guidance for my path for the next month? This is same lady, Robin. Honestly, I'm getting that there's a sync, that you have a sync in what you're doing now. By listening to that, take the time out for the meditation, is what you want to continue to do. If you feel more pull, then are you procrastinating to do something? Like, are you getting, if you feel more pull than push, pulling might feel the magnetic pull toward an opportunity. It feels like you're being pulled toward an opportunity. You want to keep your eyes open for that. Meditation keeps that open. When you're feeling the push, it's like we're procrastinating, we're not going at all. The pulling is a magnetic, you feel drawn to something, is what I'm picking up for you. It feels really different here for you. It's not a negative at all. It feels like just keep doing what you're doing, because it's all going to naturally unfold for you. But in the next month, as it gets a little bit busier and it starts to feel, if it feels overwhelming at all, just step back and take a moment. Take advantage of the retrogrades to see if there's anything you could do better. Absolutely. You will feel those slowing down things. So Dalek, hello Jen, happy to see you again. My Neptune is in Capricorn. How could it affect me when Neptune is in retrograde? Okay. Neptune in retrograde means that you're looking toward the past a little bit more for maybe illusions, or something that you thought was true isn't anymore, and you're just starting to understand and see something clearer, because a retrograde is reflecting back, and maybe something you thought was isn't. Illusions. It won't be a negative. It won't be a negative at all. It will be more of a seeing it clearly, not being afraid to see it, being honest with yourself. It's more like don't pretend it isn't there, kind of. That's what I'm feeling. I'm also feeling that you have a potential with the full moon to just really balance with the intuition, because it's an intuitive Capricorn full moon. Neptune will go retrograde. You will see clearly now what maybe you didn't see in the past, or how you could do it better. But you'll also feel more trusting of your intuition, like, okay, you know what? I'm learning, with discernment sets in where you can understand better. It's not going to be a negative at all. You may feel it a little bit more than others. It's a great opportunity to really tap in and connect with your higher self and trust that part of you that knows what's right for you. But I don't see a negative at all with that. I don't think it'll affect, you didn't ask me if it would affect you negatively. I'm just saying I don't think so. I think you're going to find that it's going to be very beneficial. It's going to be very beneficial to everyone on a spiritual path. It just is. It will feel, I love those times when it's easier. I love connecting and having that universal support that we have. When you feel stressed or overwhelmed by things going fast in the next month, make sure you remember angels are there. The angel insights that I want to give you a few. They're for everybody now. Michael especially, and the guardian angel. Your guardian angel is there all the time. Has been with you your whole life, will always be there for you, and is watching your back. I'm recommending and encouraging you with this month to just reach out a little more than maybe you have to your guardian angel, because they're there for you, and appreciate that they're there. Appreciate what they can do for you. Remember, they don't interfere or ask anything of you. They're there to help you, but they don't interfere. But all you got to do is ask with an angel. That's what they are. They don't violate free will at all. Just ask. But to know that you have somebody in your corner always, no matter what, is very comforting. Michael oversees, Archangel Michael oversees the guardian angels. He is the angel that if fear starts to set in, you want to just hand that over and ask for, hey, just help me to let go of the fear. Help me to stand strong. Also wonderful in a month like this, Michael is great with organization and logic. I know we're talking spiritual stuff, but it was Michael is wonderful for getting order and structure, like logical left brain tasks, like organizing the list, Maddie, or for any of us, like getting your list in order, helping you know which step to take next. Shemuel is great for that too, but knowing that you're good to go and feeling anchored and grounded. Whenever you have to clear your energy, that one's a fantastic angel to work with. Your guardian angel and Michael together, great for clearing energy away. When you want to bring energy in, Raphael, any of the other angels. Ariel is fantastic for aiming and focusing and narrowing that focus, like we were talking about at the beginning of the month. That's a very good one too. But if you had any kind of concerns this month, I kept feeling the guardian angels really just want to be more part of our lives. They've been here the whole time. They just want to be more, they don't feel ignored. They're just really ready to stand up and be there for you is what I'm feeling. And they're just waiting for you to ask. I don't know. It was interesting how that came in. And I just went, okay, yeah, of course. They're there for us. They are part of the team. Absolutely. And then we also, okay, you're following back with that question, I wasn't wondering about the negative part, but you said it won't be negative. No, I don't feel negative. Sometimes people can feel deceived with that energy if it's more shadowy. I don't see that because that's not your intention. Remember, focusing the intention on what you do want, and that will be what to see clearly through an illusion, to see what might be there. Even if there is anything negative, you can always tell me. I am really appreciating you guys. Yeah, I'm not even feeling that, really. The focus would be when you're in that energy, I want to see clearly at that spiritual level. You want to see from the higher realms. That's what you want to do. That's what I would do. Absolutely. I think everybody would want to do that. That's what I'm going to be doing. You in particular, you might feel a heightened one, but it won't be just you that feels that. That's the thing. So I think if we focus on negative, and that's the beauty of this, energy is literally in everything. And if we just align with the energy that we want in our reality, that's what we will experience. So if challenges come your way, you're looking for that focus positively on what you can learn. Okay, what are you trying to teach me here? What do I need to take from this and then let the rest go? Anything like that. And this is talking to everyone. And if that starts to become overwhelming, ask those angels to come in and just calm things down so you can get your focus and your clarity back, because that's important. I mean, we have a month of a lot of energy. A lot of upheaval to get rid of things for good, a lot of new energy coming in, opportunity, and we want to be able to see those opportunities. We don't want to miss them. So when things are challenging in that part, when things feel like, okay, this is just disruptive, it's coming up to be dealt with and to dissipate that energy. And when I look at that, it's like that comes up because if you think about something that you've held inside and you haven't spoke up about it and how that festers, and then when you do finally get that out of you, how it just, that big huge mountain of whatever you might have been feeling about something, it just doesn't feel like that anymore because it moved through, it transmuted into something else. Energy can be shifted. So if the energy is on a negative, that's what we will only see. If we take that energy that we're focusing on all these things that are going to feel challenging to us and we put them on okay, this is what I do want. I do want the peace, I want the calm, I want to have clarity. And you take those moments of meditation that Robin brought up, because that's a great point. I think that that's going to help all of us. Meditation regrounds, and we're listening to the answers that we're asking for. It really is. It's not, praying is different. Praying is asking. Meditation to me is more listening. And you're not even trying to talk and ask for a bunch of stuff. You're just putting yourself into that mindset and grounding and balancing. You're being present. You're not avoiding. It's fantastic. Meditation is very, very good for the soul, the mind, the body, the emotions, for everything. It's a very healing exercise to do. And all you have to do is just sit and be. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to do it for very long. If all you can do is 5 minutes, then do 5 minutes a few times a day. At least once a day would be better than no times a day. And I do recommend it. And you don't need anything but just you. You know, you need your breath. If you need something to focus on your breath going in and out of your body very slowly, because that brings you into your presence. It brings you into your now. And now is where we have all the power for what we want to do tomorrow. We can't do anything about the past. But when a retrograde takes us back through to reflect on a past, we can learn from it. We can absolutely learn from the past. We don't want to repeat it, maybe. We don't want to go back, but we can learn how we can make choices in our now for tomorrow. So I hope that made sense. I want this month to be very positive and productive for all of you. You want to feel good about who you are. You want to feel comfortable with what you've brought to the world and what you're planning to bring to the world. And you want to make the most of it. Remember, compromise, together is better, is a theme for this month. There's a lot of energy going on, and they may come from different opinions. They may be opposing. Look, if you find yourself in that situation, think about, well, what can I do? I don't want to compromise my beliefs, myself, but what can I do to meet in the middle? And you can do your part. You can't do anything about the other half if they don't want to. But that's what I would be focusing on this month. That's going to be a big one, but also connecting with that intuition. So don't forget all of those things, and I think you will have a very productive and be a better you by the end of the month. Anything else? Oh, you're welcome. You are so welcome. Delek saying thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Are very welcome. I hope everyone has a very positive month. I hope you have some notes so you can remember, like, okay, there's that upheaval thing and there's that clash. If it has nothing pertaining, sometimes we just need to not try to control somebody else's journey. They've got to sort it out. But if you find yourself in the middle of it on one side or the other, you're remembering, you're looking for what can I do to meet in the middle? What can I do to be flexible here without compromising yourself? I understand that. And then grounding, and then not losing faith in who you are, because there's just so much going on out there that's still processing and dissipating. Energy is shifting and it's transmuting into something better for our future constantly. I just keep seeing that so much for 2021. I mean, an entire different way of living is happening this year. It just is moving, and it does. It feels like it's moving very fast. So please take that. Please know that everything that you are about is absolutely worth it. And I will see you guys next time here on the Jenn Royster Show. I hope you've enjoyed the show. If there's topics that you would like to go over on the show, if there's something you'd like to see in a future episode, let me know. I would love to know what that is. And I just hope that you got what you needed out of the show, because that's what we're here for. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Namaste.
You've been listening to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this